Good morning. Happy Thursday. So this is Thursday, the 21st of August. It is 7:46 a.m. It is 69 degrees. It's 95% humidity. And we have winds at 1 mile per hour. And we are 528 miles, I think, from the center of Hurricane Erin. And I haven't been really... Yesterday, I was busy a lot. And I didn't really pay that much attention last night when I got home, because got home, air conditioner was out. Luckily, it was nothing major. The drain was stopped up again. So they came out and fixed it, and, it's fine now. But anyway, my heart goes to my feet every time I go home and it's not working for some reason. I should have had them come out and service it in the spring. I didn't, but I learned my lesson. They'll be out in the winter to service it, and hopefully this won't happen again as far as the drain. And, I keep debating whether I'm going to go away for a couple of days or not. And I don't know what to do. I mean, Billy is doing better, but he's nowhere near where I would like for him to be. He actually slept on the bed with me last night. He's not done that in weeks. And, it made me feel good, though, this morning when I woke up and there he was. Because I knew he was there. And, I can always tell when he's there. Because every once in a while, he'll paw me to pet him. But anyway. So he is doing better, I believe. But he's still got a long way to go. Now, one of you mentioned about recalls on food. Food with cat food and dog food. I check those websites regularly. As I said, I get my food from Ciele. It's Drmtlgy's. I trust it. They go out of stock all the time, so I know it's being made fresh. It's not anything that's sitting in a warehouse for a long time. And so I'm not as concerned about it. But, of course, I still always check. And then I was feeding him the Tiki Cat chicken that you can put on top of the food or in a different bowl. I was feeding him some of that, and I pulled back on it because I noticed that he was going more to the litter box when I gave him that. So I pulled back on it just for a little while, and it may be something I give him like once a week. And I had called the vet. The vet gave me another round of antibiotics. So we're on the antibiotics again, because he had told me it might take 2 rounds. He still acts like he's a little sore, but I do think he is on the way to getting better. Now, whether he will ever be 100% better, like a normal cat again, I don't know. I just think he has a nervous stomach. I think the least little stress upsets him, and I'm trying not to be so stressful. Yesterday when it happened, I didn't get, I just said, oh, well, I got to call him. I tried not to let him know that I was a little stressed. And, I don't know why he gets stressed. I really don't. I'm not one of those people who go around, doing things I think to cause stress. I don't talk to myself much. I mean, I will occasionally. Usually is when I'm practicing this or, something like that. But I'm not calling up people and yelling at them or anything like that. That's just not me. But maybe he just senses that I'm a little tense. I don't know. Like I said, it's hard being by yourself sometimes, especially when you're trying to, you've never really run a household as far as keeping everything running smoothly, and I don't have nobody to fall back on. So anyway, I'll shut up and we're gonna go on. We're gonna talk a little bit about Tim, and then we're gonna talk about the Louis Vuitton makeup. All right, I only watched this one video yesterday, did not watch any of the others. I just picked a title and went with it. This is one where he's in the vehicle. This is one I feel like was filmed ahead of time. And, he from the if you looked at the screen, the thumbnails, it looked like this shirt was different than what he had on earlier. Like I say, it just from the thumbnail, that's what it looked like. So I just have a feeling that this was filmed some other time. All right. In this video, Sarasota Tim shares his recent experiences and insight, focusing on self-improvement and a positive lifestyle. Well, now, I'm all for a positive lifestyle. I've said that many times. I'm all for a positive lifestyle. Whatever makes you feel good about yourself, I think that's great. Of course, he talks about cooking a ribeye steak, and he has to go into all these details about the grill was this or that, and he had to get the water hose out and, unstop some of the little holes and, all that junk. Then he goes into fitness. He talks about the, what is it called? America Challenge, where Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Pete Hegseth, I can't never say his name, are doing push-ups and chin-ups, or whatever you want to call them. And Tim claims he did 135 push-ups. And I don't know how many pull-ups, chin-ups he did. I don't think he did many because he said he hadn't been doing them for a while. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever done one, to be honest with you. Probably should or tried when I was younger, but I don't ever remember doing that. I would see bodybuilders or, people that were competitive do it, but it was just not anything that I tried. I did step classes. I did some free weights. I did the treadmill. I did the bicycles when I would go to a gym, but I don't ever remember trying to do a chin-up. And I'm not going to start now. Just going to be real with you. He claims he's working on his man boobs. Well, this is my thing about man boobs, is when you're trying to lose a lot of weight, chances are it's going to take years to improve the look of the man boobs. I don't know that that's possible at his age. I'm just saying, I don't know that it's possible that he could ever get them, where it was when he was younger. I don't think he can. I think it's life. He needs to just accept it and go on. Okay, then he talks about his spirituality, and he, been listening to these AI channels with Billy Graham messages and positivity. And, again, I get that. I understand it. This morning, I read my devotional. And no, it's not Jesus Calling. Mine is Letters from the Master, I think, or Words from the Master. A friend of mine wrote it. It's a book I've never talked about. She just came out with it last year. And I did think about mentioning it, but I never did. But anyway, it's a devotional book she wrote. And I may see her if I go over to Pigeon Forge, because that's where she lives now. Then again, I'll probably go over there and she'll be home in Winston-Salem. So who knows? I only really talk to her on Facebook now, so I haven't told her that I'm planning on coming there sometime or another. I like to save it till the last minute, till I know if I'm truly going. And like I say, she may be at her parents' by then, visiting them. Anyway, Tim shares his belief that true improvement comes from within and from divine guidance. He encourages viewers to move on from things and people that are not beneficial. And if you'll notice, if you watch him now, or if you even read this AI thing that does it, that he's constantly talking about people that is no longer in his life, and that they were holding him back, and they were not good for him, and all that. And, I don't even know why he has to bring it up, but he does. He makes sure to bring it up. And he makes sure to, I know he's talking about Johnny Vegas and Jay, and I hope everything's all right with Jay. I've not seen a video from him lately, but if he's watching, hey, I hope everything's going well with you and Bev. And I hope everything's going okay with Ray. I know they're probably getting some of the outer bands So I hope everything's going well with her and anybody else that may be in that area, Virginia Beach, or because I think there's more than one of you, and you know, anywhere along that band. I hope everybody's doing okay. Hope you don't lose power or anything like that. I really do. I mean, I hope none of us lose power or have any damage, but you never know. You never know. Okay, so that's pretty much it on that video. Now, I did watch E4 Mafia, I think is his name, and that's a good video to watch if you've not seen it, from yesterday, where he talks about Tim making up a story, allegedly, when he was in Smoky Mountains. And that's all I'm gonna say, because you need to go over and watch his video. And that's about all I got to say on that. So if you want to say, listen to me talk about the Louis Vuitton, you can, or you can sign off now, and I will talk to y'all later.